love like yours will really come my way. Hey, every day seems a little longer, every way love's a little stronger. Come what may, do you ever long for true love from me? There you go, baby, you're my, will you left me so I could sit and cry? Well, golly gee, what have you done to me? Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. Love you like I do.
Hello again and welcome to Cars and Us. For the next 30 minutes we'll be here at the Croton Auto Park in Croton on the Hudson, New York in Westchester County. Croton Auto Park has been here for many, many years. Great location, great dealership. Chevrolets, Corvettes, Jeeps, all American cars. So they decided that they wanted to sponsor a car show, and which they have. A good friend of mine, Bruce Schwartz, who works here as a salesman, he's involved in putting it on, along with the Caddy LaSalle Club members. They're also lending a hand. Great bunch of guys who also have a cruise on Thursday nights up at the Somers Commons. So you guys out there want to go to another cruise, that's the cruise to be. Northern Westchester, Somers Commons, great cruise every Thursday night. I spotted this 1970 442 Oldsmobile Gold, real nice eye-catcher, real nice cruising car, real one of the muscle cars of the late 60s and 70s. And I got Tony Luparelli, who was with me. He's the owner of the car. He's also a member of a bunch of a club with a great group of guys, friends of mine, the Duchess Cruisers. So I'm going to welcome Tony to the show.
Hi, pleased to meet you. Thank you.
You know, nice to see you here.
Yes.
And how'd you find out about the show?
I saw the advertisement in Special Interest.
Oh, okay.
And we talked about it, and I said, let's go down, check it out. It's 30 miles from Beacon. I live in Beacon.
Right.
So it wasn't a bad run down 9.
Now, where's the rest of the guys? Where's Frankie and
there's about
Chip and the rest of the guys?
I don't know. There's about 3 members I saw here.
And Ralphie and Richie?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably sleeping.
Oh, terrible. On a beautiful day like this, is a gorgeous day for a cruise.
Yes, we had a cruise last night, so they're probably beat. We have a cruise every Friday night in Brinkerhoff there at Fishkill on 52.
Right, that's at the A&P.
The old A&P parking lot, yes.
Right. And now, also, you haven't mentioned, so we can give your club a little plug for your upcoming show.
Yes, our upcoming show is September 24th, a Sunday, at Healy Brothers Chevrolet in Beacon on Route 52.
Right, we've done that the past 2 years. I have, and I've gotten a lot of great shows out of it, multiple shows, and a tremendous amount of cars up there, and it's just been a success every year.
Very nice show, and we're also going to do our first poker run, October 15th, also a Sunday. We'll start at where we have our cruise at 52 in Fishkill, and we're going to end at the Smokehouse Deli in 82 on Old Hopewell Road, and they're going to have a big pig roast.
Is that right?
Yes.
Is there any charge for that?
Yeah, $20 a person.
Okay, and is there any cutoff for cars?
No, anything. cars, trucks, motorcycles. Everybody's welcome.
Good. Well, Tony, let's tell the viewers about this nice-looking gold 442.
Yes. I'm the original owner.
Are you?
Yes, the story is this. I served in the U.S. Army in Vietnam, 68 to 69. I saved up my money, sent it home, and I was reading the car magazines when I had a short time to go, in late 69, and I decided to get a 442 because Motor Trend had it the Muscle Machine of the Year.
Right.
It was the Indy Pace Car of the Year in 1970. I came home, I ordered it in September, I took delivery of it on, which is ironic, Veterans Day, 1969. And I've had it ever since.
That's nice.
Yep.
That's really good.
I dated my wife with it. I took her to the hospital to give birth to our daughter with it.
Is that a fact?
That's
Boy, it's
right.
got some family history.
I used it as like a Sunday car. I didn't use it as an everyday car, never in the salt, the snow, none of that.
Right.
It was off the road for maybe 10 or 12 years, and then I decided to get it done. So a friend of mine has a body shop. He gave me a new paint job, and I had the engine detailed, you know, new exhaust and stuff like that. But everything is original. Interior, vinyl roof, spare tire, all original.
Tony, how many miles on the car?
44,000 original miles.
Wow.
Yep.
Is it, now what motor's in here?
455 cubic inch engine.
Okay, what did they rate the horsepower back?
365.
365. And the transmission's automatic?
Yeah, turbo 400 transmission. It's got a Hurst dual gate shifter.
Right.
You can shift it or just put it in drive and go.
Right.
It's a real baby. That's my baby.
Tony, any options did you get? Did you get like power steering, power brakes?
I got power steering option, power front disc brakes. I got a rally pack where the tack is built into the clock.
Right.
I got the special sports steering wheel, you know, like the sports style steering wheel. Many options. I can read it to you if you'd like to see the list there.
Well, we're going to let the viewers take a look at it.
It's many options because in them days there wasn't packages like today.
Right, they didn't have.
So I ordered. It's got everything is options except air conditioning and power windows.
Right.
Two things I didn't get.
Right.
I figured the air conditioning would cut the power down.
Well, that's true.
And power windows
didn't matter.
Didn't matter in them
Right.
days.
You lean over and roll up the
Lean
window.
over and roll
You
it
know.
down. It was fine with me, but it's got a whole bunch of other stuff, all
Good,
extras.
It's a real nice looking car.
Yeah,
Like I said,
thank
it's
you.
an eye catcher. It's I didn't realize the history behind it. I mean, you
Yes.
having bought it originally. Where'd you buy it?
Shaw Motors, which is now Healy, but back when I got it, it was called Shaw Motors in Beacon, New York.
Okay.
Now it's Healy. Yep.
So you got a real home up there.
I got a real home
You came
there.
back. You came to full circle.
That's right, exactly.
To buying the car
Yes.
and then doing it.
Yes.
Doing a classic car show with the same car.
I got involved with the car club, and I really have a great time. Meet a lot of nice people.
Yep.
Go to a lot of cruises and car shows, and it's really fun. It's my hobby. Some play golf, some hunt, fish.
That's
I
true.
like the cars.
That's true. Well, that's
love
the
the
era
cars.
we were
Yes,
brought up
that's
in,
right.
and so that's
Yes.
what we, that's our background, and so that's what makes the show, and what makes all these car shows and the car cruises.
Yes.
It's a resurrection of our childhood. You
Yes.
know, not childhood, but
Our youth.
young manhood.
Our youth.
You know?
Yep. It's really great.
So anyway, I'm glad I saw you. I know my buddy
Yes.
Richie met up with you first, but I'm glad we got
Yes.
a chance to speak.
Thanks to meet you.
All right.
Great. Nice
and,
meeting you.
You know what? You tell Ralphie, Richie, I said hello.
Okay, well.
And I will try to make it up on a Friday night.
Right. Friday
sure.
night cruise every Friday on 52,
Right.
and our show 24th of September at Healy's.
Okay. Well, we'll see you
Look
there,
forward to seeing you here. Thanks a
Tom.
lot.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Welcome, Dave Burkhart.
Welcome.
Two Cars and Us, and to this nice show over here at the Croton Auto Park. And you've got this. I ran into your wife, and she actually pointed out to me this nice 70 LT
LT1.
LT1 Corvette, which is nice. The color's really nice. Laguna.
Laguna Gray. It's the only year they made them was 1970. I think they made. Chevy doesn't have exact numbers, but it looks like they probably made about 7% of all the cars, so probably about 1,700. And the LT1s, they only made 1,281 1970, so it's a pretty rare car.
What's the history behind the car, Dave? I mean, do you know it from its original owner?
No, I found it up in Maine, and it looks like there were probably two owners prior to me. The original owner was in New Hampshire. It then went from New Hampshire to Maine, and I bought it from a gentleman in Maine who was getting divorced and needed to get rid of the car.
Now, I know Corvettes have a real They have a history. They have all the records, all documentation of every Corvette that was built from 1953. With your VIN numbers and everything, can't you trace the history?
Well, unfortunately, Chevrolet really doesn't have. There are tank stickers on the cars, but Chevy doesn't have documentation per se. They only go back to about 1978. I think they found records, but there are no records from Chevrolet prior to that. So without either bills of sale or tank stickers, which unfortunately this car doesn't have, there's really no way. Other than there's certain things that are unique to the cars that make them too difficult to duplicate. So this LT1 has original parts. It's all matching numbers. It was the way it came from Chevrolet.
When you mention duplication, that's an interesting topic because I think most of the viewers that are watching and everybody that's in the cars have watched all the auctions as of late. And there's so many clones out there that it's unbelievable. But I do know that the Corvettes are one of the most difficult cars to reclone.
Well, what's happened is, I mean, the LT1s are not worth the kind of dollars that the 67 or the mid-year big block cars are. I mean, those you watch Barrett Jackson, they're $200,000, $300,000. So it's worth money to counterfeit those. I mean, there are certainly more big block Corvettes from the mid-60s around today than Chevrolet ever made. No question about
right,
that.
For sure. It's the same thing with the Chevelles. We joke about that all the time. There's more Chevelles out here now than they ever produced.
Absolutely. More Hemi Cooters than Chrysler ever made.
Right. Very interesting, you know, but that's our hobby.
That's it.
But so the viewers get an idea of this car. This is a 350, right?
This was the highest horsepower small block Chevrolet ever made that wasn't fuel injected. It's a 350 solid lifters, 370 horse, 380 foot-pounds of torque. It's a real fun car to drive. 411 rears in it and a 4-speed.
Right, and a 4-speed, yeah. Now, they didn't make these cars in automatic. In fact, to the best of my knowledge, anything that they put out with solid lifters anymore, they never offered in an automatic.
Right, no automatic, and there was 1 year in 1972 after the compression ratios have been dropped. They made 241 of these cars with air conditioning, but that was the only year it was offered with air conditioning.
That's it.
So.
Has this car got any options? I mean, is it like power windows or anything?
No power windows. I mean, this was a very early build date. This was a January 22nd, 1970 build date. So it was on the first 22 days of the year. And at that time, you couldn't even get power steering in this car because it had a large 6.5 quart oil pan.
Wow.
So there's 411 rears. Other than that, and deluxe interior.
So the 411 was stock with it then? Came
oh,
standard.
Absolutely. You get 411s, or you get 456s too.
456s was an option.
Right. Oh yeah.
Right, but it came stock with a 411.
Well, it wasn't. I don't believe it was an extra charge option. The 350s, I think their 350s were standard, and you could change what you wanted. If it was $10. It was pretty reasonable.
Right. Well. It's the color. Getting back to the color. The color really draws my eye. Anyway, it's just a real unique color. It's undescribable. I hope the camera does it justice because the color is really nice.
It's I guess it's sort of an early flip-flop paint, depending on what the sky looks like. You either see it as green or you see some blue in it.
Right.
So it makes it pretty unique. I've only seen one or two other ones around, and from all the documentation that I've gone through on the various, there's a 1970 Corvette registry. This is the only LT1 that I've been able to find that has this color with a saddle leather interior.
Wow.
So it's pretty unique in that, and and you definitely don't see yourself driving down the road. No problem there.
For sure. Now, before off camera, you told me that you're formerly a local resident.
Yeah, I grew up in Croton. Went to high school here. I moved out of here and I graduated in 1972 and moved out to California for a couple of years, and I live up in Dutchess County now.
Oh, okay. You do the cruises up there too?
We go to my wife has a Corvette as well, and we go to probably 3 cruises a week and probably 1 or 2 car shows a weekend. So we love them. It's a lot of fun.
Excellent. That's good. That's nice to see that you use the car and you enjoy it and have fun.
That's it.
Well, Richie and I, my buddy behind the camera, we were just talking about the prices of gas, and I think it's inhibited a lot of the guys from going and using the cars as much as they'd really like to.
Well, there's no question. I mean, the gas prices go up, but I mean, it's they made these cars to drive them, so that's what you need to do. I mean, I fly airplanes too. I fly to work every day, and the gas in those is more expensive than the gas in these. Let me tell you.
I'm sure, but it's not a heck of a lot more though.
Well, it's about
$5.
It's about $1 a gallon or more.
Okay.
Buck and a quarter. So it adds up.
Dave, thanks so much.
My
enjoy
pleasure.
enjoy the day, enjoy the car, and maybe we'll get your wife on camera with her next time.
Absolutely.
Thank
She
you so
usually
much.
has her white car here, but today we only took one.
Well, that's all right. Thank you much.
Okay, thank you.
I want to introduce Dan Harrison to Cars and Us. Dan, welcome to Cars and Us.
Thank you, Dennis.
And we're standing in front of your beautiful 40 Chevrolet Master Deluxe. Now, for you street ride guys out there, you can decide whether you think it's a sedan or a coupe. We'll let them figure it out.
Okay.
But meantime, again, welcome to the show. It's nice to see you out here. It's a beautiful day for a show, and your car certainly stands out. This red is really outstanding. Is it a PPG color?
Yes, it is.
All right. And how long have you had this car?
Just about 9 months now.
No kidding. And there's a story about well, you'll tell the viewers about where you got it and how you got it.
Yes, I actually saw the car on eBay, and I was looking at it, and it didn't meet the reserve, and I ended up calling the guy up and speaking to him, and he convinced me I should come out and take a look at it, and I'd really, like the car, and probably even, eventually buy it, and I did so.
Now, I don't mean to cut you off, but where did you have to go?
Ohio.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So by the pictures that you saw and everything, you decided to take a trip.
Yeah. Yep. We packed up on a.
Good.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Yeah, I kept going back to it, back and forth between a couple cars I was looking at, and I kept coming back to this car, saying something about it keeps pulling me back. So.
So it's meant to be.
I guess it was. Yes.
When you went out and looked at the car, obviously you finalized the deal.
Yes, I did. Yep. Yeah, he actually had a lift at his house, and the car was up on a lift. I was able to look underneath it, see everything.
So now he had a reserve. You don't know what the reserve was, but obviously because he didn't meet his reserve, you got a decent deal.
Yes, I think I did.
Good. That's good. No, I don't ask anybody their prices of their cars. I don't get into that with the guest. But obviously you got a break in that he didn't meet the reserve and he sold it to you. So obviously it wasn't his reserve.
I guess not.
So this is real nice. Now this got a 383 stroker in it.
Yes, it does. Yep.
It looks like it's chopped, of course.
Yes, the 4-inch chop. It's lowered 4 inches. Has a 700R automatic with overdrive. 8 and 10-bolt posi rear. Vintage air. It's a Cadillac Cimarron interior.
Cadillac, the interior is just gorgeous. It really, really is. So basically, you've got all the comforts of home in here.
Oh yeah. Yep. Power windows, power seats, vintage air, tilt wheel.
Do you have you taken the car for any distance yet?
No, nothing, not yet.
Basically local.
Yeah, pretty much local, yeah.
But, with all you have in this car, you can basically go anywhere you want.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Now, when you bought the car, how'd you make arrangements to transport it back?
I actually had it shipped back.
You did?
Yeah, there was a outfit on eBay, DAS shippers, and I went through them and had it shipped back.
You did? Okay. Tell me how you did the deal so the viewers get an idea of, in case they want to buy something off of eBay. Did you go out there with you didn't know what kind of price you were going to pay for the car. So, how did you do the financial transaction?
Well, I pretty much had spoke to him on the phone, and we kind of came up with a price over the phone before I went out there, kind of like what he was looking for. And then what I did was I just had a certified bank check. And then a little extra cash just in case, we worked out another deal.
Right.
You never know.
Right.
And that's how we did the deal. And then just called up the transport company. And they shipped it back within a week.
Transport company, did you have to pay them beforehand or when they brought the car on delivery?
No, beforehand.
You did?
Yeah.
What was the cost?
It was $700.
That's not bad.
I thought it was reasonable.
Yeah.
And that's, fully insured and everything.
Now, did they have an open trailer or was it enclosed?
They actually told me it would probably come open trailer, but it ended up that the guy picked up a Mercedes and an enclosed race car trailer for 2 cars, and mine was the second car, so it actually came in.
So you got a bargain.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good. That's terrific. It's nice to hear that we do find bargains every now and then out there, because with the way the hobby is escalating, the prices seem to be escalating,
Yes, they are.
Doesn't seem like anything's going down.
No, it's not.
But now you're in Wappingers, so you got a lot of cruises to go up there in Wappingers, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep, there's usually just about one every night close by.
You go to my friends, the Duchess Cruisers up on 52?
Yes, I do.
Good. Yeah, they're all my friends over there, so that's a good cruise. They always have a good cruise. And then they got a show coming up in September, too.
Yeah, I went to that last year, actually, when I first got the car.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll let you enjoy the car, let you enjoy the rest of the car show, and we'll see you again up in Wappingers.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thanks, Dennis.
See that? Thanks so much.
All right, have a good day.
I knew that during the course of the day I'd run into somebody from the old Dover days, the old Dover drag strip back in the early 60s, and I ran into Tony Bordenero, not only an old Dover drag strip guy, but a guy from the Bronx. Patty Boy Sunoco, many of you out there remember Patty Boy and the crew that ran, and Tony, they all hung out together and they all ran different tracks, and I got them a chance to get them on Cars and Us. Tone, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Enjoy being here. Come on over here.
Sure.
Get in front of the camera.
Okay.
So you got this this 69 Camaro.
Yes.
Nowadays, anyway.
Well,
we'll go back.
nowadays,
We'll go
yeah.
back to the Dover days after.
Right. It's a 69 Camaro Super Sport, big block car. Had it 16 years, and every year improving it, restoring the car. And this is the present condition right now.
16 years. That's quite a while.
It is, yes.
Did you realize that you were going to keep it that long?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a strange story. I bought the car for my son when he was 16 years old, and he went to high school, and then when he reached 18, he didn't want the car anymore, and he was looking to sell it. So I said, well, before you sell it to a stranger, I'll keep the car and I'll buy it off you. And I kept the car ever since. And this is my toy. This is what I enjoy doing.
Did you think that you were going to wind up with it and get involved?
Well, I never thought I was going to wind up with it personally. I figured he was going to keep the car, but being that I always had high performance cars all my life, I said this is the opportunity to start again.
To start again.
Yeah, that's right.
That's great.
That's right.
We talked earlier before. We talked about Patty Boy and we talked about the rest of the guys.
Right.
You ran in '62.
That's correct.
The Flagger.
That's correct.
What did you run back then?
I had a 58 Oldsmobile Super 88 with the tri-powdered
The J2.
J2 engine. That's right. And we used to all stay together in the Bronx on Allenton Avenue in the White Castle.
Right.
And on a Saturday, that's what we used to do. We used to drive up to Dover, and with the cars that we drove every day.
Sure.
And we used to race them and
Change the tires, change the spark
yeah,
plugs.
they used to have the Bucron tires back then.
That's right.
They
Yeah.
didn't have the slicks like
That's
today.
right.
So they used to have these Atlas Bucrons,
Yeah.
and we used to have them on an extra set of rims and bring them up in the trunk, and that was the whole tune-up for the day. Put them on the back, and we had a lot of fun, and drive the car back home at night. And them days, everybody participated because it was your everyday car, and you didn't need big amounts of money to have a car on a trailer, and it was a great time.
Yeah, it was a sport then. It's a business now.
Yeah, that's correct. It is a big business, but the average driver or hot rodder, you had the opportunity back then just to go up and enjoy yourself without spending big money.
That's why it's unfortunate that the factories don't produce these types of cars anymore, because the younger generation, they don't know what they've missed.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Back then, you could have bought a 409 1962. You could have bought a Pontiac 421,
Right.
and right out of the factory, they were strong running cars, and they were very, very easy to take to the track and turn a good time with it.
Oh, and have fun too, and just hope you didn't break anything, and then somebody'd have to tow you home.
Yeah, well, back in them days, if you did break something, your friend had a rope in his trunk, and he towed you back from Dover or National Speedway or wherever. Yeah, that's how it used to go.
How many years did you run? Now you ran Dover. Did you run any of the other tracks?
I went out to National Speedway. We ran a little bit out there, West Hampton.
Right.
And Islip, I never ran. That was an eighth of a mile. That was a little shorter track.
Islip.
Yeah, Islip. That's where that was Patty Boy's favorite. Yeah, he dominated that track. That's the one he liked.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
He had that Ford, that 409 powered Ford.
He had a Ford with a General Motors 409 in it, powering it, and that was his high school car. And he liked the 409 back then because that was the big engine.
That was the big motor at the
That was
time,
the big motor,
most
yes.
popular.
Right, and that was it. He put that motor in the car himself, and that was his drag car. Yep.
I got to tell you one thing though about the Bronx and the White Castle. I hated those hamburgers.
Did you? You're quite a taste for him. But that was the meeting place at night
Yeah.
after work. Everybody used to bring their cars there, and and bench race and whatever.
Well, there was a little bit of street racing going on too. Down in the Hutch and
Hutch, Connor Street, in the back.
Right.
Yeah, and then at the end of Pelham Parkway by the thruway, which is there now.
Sure.
Yeah, there was a couple of nice races. I remember one time these guys came down with these fuel-injected '62 Corvettes from Connecticut, and they challenged the castle, see which cars we had. And there was a guy who had a Motion Camaro back then in '68.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and he raced them and he beat them with it. Yeah. But that was street racing back then. Yeah, that was street racing.
Fun.
Yeah.
In fact, when you speak of when you mentioned Connor Street, that's Dennis from B&L.
Right. Yeah. He had
And
the shop
my
over
old friend Jimmy Messenger.
Jimmy Messenger, I know him.
Ran the Brewmaster.
Yeah.
And they occasionally would bring that out onto Connor Street, and run that up and down.
Yeah.
They used to bring Altereds out. They used to bring a lot of race cars.
I remember the Jimmy Messenger. He had a dragster, I believe, right?
Yeah, his first one was called the Messenger Boy.
Oh, okay.
And then they built the big Brewmaster, which Dennis sponsored, and they ran that. In fact, they were the first ones to run 200 miles an hour over at, I believe, at Island Dragway.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very high speed for those days. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, 200 miles an hour, definitely.
And Jimmy, we see each other at least once or twice a year, and he's still looking for another dragster.
Really?
Believe that?
Yeah, never gets out of you. I tell you, you have a little time lapse in there, but sometimes it comes back to you. You really don't want to drop it completely. You want to.
He was a good driver, and I used to tell him. I always remember telling him, you guys run these dragsters are crazy. It's too fast. Well, that was their thing. To me, I like the full-bodied car.
Yeah.
But that was his thing, and he ran very well with it. They were very successful.
Yeah, well, those were all front-engine dragsters back then.
Oh, sure.
Before Don Garlis designed that rear engine, and you used to have to worry about clutches blowing up and different problems back then. But the dragster guys, they were turning the best times because those cars were, they're just basically a chassis with a big engine.
That's it.
Yeah, so back then they were turning the best times as opposed to a full-bodied car.
Sure. Now you're up here in Cortland. You're not far from me. I'm in Yorktown.
Oh yeah, well I'm right a little bit west of you. That's yeah. I'm up here 6 years now. Yeah, I was in Yonkers for a while, and but originally from Fordham in the Bronx.
Right.
And we actually didn't move that far. We're only 40 miles north.
That's true.
In our whole
it used to be the country though.
Oh, forget about it. When we were going to Dover, we thought we were going to Canada.
That's right. That's for sure.
We used to drive up Route 22 all the way up.
The younger ones that are watching the show don't know that there wasn't any 684.
No 680. Route 22 all the way up straight. Yeah, that was it.
And two lanes. That was it.
That's it. Yeah.
So, you taking this car to many of the cruises and many of the shows?
Yeah, I participate the local cruises. I don't really like going too far, but the local cruises in Westchester, I try to get to them. Yeah,
that's good.
Definitely.
It's good that you're still having fun with it. You got a great car.
Yeah, there's still a lot of people our age that are still involved with cars.
Your age.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, so actually, like you said, the younger generations they usually don't have these type of cars anymore because we have them because we had them when we were young and we try to keep them with us.
Well, hopefully through my show, I try to get the younger viewers that don't have anything interested in in the sport when they see these cars.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll go out and look for an older one, and that'll save one car from going into the junkyard or being trashed or winding up being a razor blade.
Yeah, well, I hate to see any of these type of cars, get crushed up because it's part of history in my eyes, and you just can't replace it.
That's for sure. Once they're gone, they're gone, Tom.
They're gone. I mean, the only thing you might have left is a picture, and it's a shame just to trash the car because it's old and someone doesn't have an interest in it. So.
Well. It was a pleasure.
Same here, Dennis.
All right, Tone. Thanks so much, and we'll look for you at the next cruise, next show.
Thank you.